Hello. Welcome to the Cold One with the Boys podcast.
Oh my
I'm never
God.
gonna say that again.
Yeah, please don't.
My name's Asen, and I'm here with my co-host Nathan.
Hello.
As always.
Welcome to the Cold One with the Boys podcast.
Oh my God. I just said that. Why you gotta be like this? This is episode 20. We made it to the 2-0.
Man.
Awesome.
20 episodes.
Yeah. 20 episodes. And many more. We're going to have like 600 by August. No, I'm just kidding.
Of like 2020? 2030?
But yeah, this is episode 20 titled The Lemonlicking Potato. And
Dadgum lemon lickers.
Dadgum lemon lickers of Potato Nation. We talked to Sir Skrallex today, or simply just Skral, about community building outside of the stream, networking, and then the last half of the podcast, he makes a very convincing argument and sales pitch on why everyone should be playing Elder Scrolls Online.
I'm actually going to have to buy the game now. I was actually just watching him on Twitch not too long ago doing some PvP, and it looked pretty dope, so...
Well, I will try it at some point. He did convince me to try it again at some point, and we'll see when, but maybe I'll change my mind. Either way,
you will.
we had a ton of fun with this one, and Skral is easily one of the funniest guys on Twitch. So sit back, lick a lemon, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack it, go up with that boys, Yeah. No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, so my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause you're not invited. I'm dripping in go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro.
Ate some serrano pepper, so my sinuses are pretty open right now.
Dude, I don't know why people do that.
Is it warm where you guys are? Because it's like 90 degrees here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking hot, dude.
Yeah, dude, I believe it.
I think we got into
your
like
AC just...
my AC just took a shit. So
dude, mine too.
What is it, man?
My 1080 Ti and my gaming PC could literally be strapped to an airplane and propel it wherever it wanted to go, and I'm dealing with all the heat coming out of it. So it's fantastic, man. It's great.
Luckily, like our main HVAC went down, and we're supposed to be having somebody come out and replace it, but we're getting ready to go on vacation, so I'm probably gonna have to wait for it to get back. But I've always had window unit in my computer room because running 2 or 3 PCs in here at a time, it cooks it even in the winter. So it's funny to drive down my street and it's 30 degrees outside and you'll hear my window unit cranking and people are like, what the fuck?
I know. I have to like put a noise gate on my mic. Last year I had like one of the air conditioners that had like a tube in it, and you put the tube in the window, and I was streaming, and I forget what happened to the stream, but I was streaming and I smelled like burning plastic. And I'm like, I'm like, this isn't good. So I'm searching my computers. I like open them. I start sniffing them. I'm like, okay, this isn't it. I sniff my armpits, make sure it's not me. I turn
burning
around,
plastic.
dude. I turn around. I turn around, and there are flames coming out of the outlet.
Shit.
And I'm like, oh my God. So like, you just see me on stream. I like trip. I knock over the green screen. I'm like bolting back to my room. I had to like unplug it. Oh my God, it was terrible, man. So yeah, now I don't have an air conditioner, and now it's like it's hot as anything in my room. It's nuts. But I feel your pain.
Dude, I don't know how you stream, like, because you've got your monitors, you got the computer cooking, and like even my fucking my mixer like heats up like a freaking torch.
Yeah, same.
So like whenever we record, I always turn my AC unit off so you don't hear it humming in the background. But like I'm sitting here, I've had it turned off for like 10 minutes. I already have sweat running down my butt crack. So
Oh man, I got my shirt soaked right now. I can't wear white t-shirts on stream because, well, you know.
What t-shirt?
You were just
party,
wearing one.
Yeah, you might as well do it.
I was like kind of green and whatever. We won't even talk about that. But no, this is guys. I want to thank you guys so much for inviting me on. I listen to gaming podcasts all the time, and not even just gaming podcasts, but podcasts in general. While I'm working throughout the day, the last podcast you guys did with Master Side Tech, I was, working and editing, and I spent a lot of my time at my computer. And the fact that, once I'm always looking for new podcasts. And as soon as he tagged me in that tweet and, told me about you guys, I was like, oh, yes, that's awesome. So I really do appreciate you guys inviting me on.
We appreciate you coming, dude.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah, we definitely wanted to get you on. I mean, like just the, how Jason was talking about you, and like, you've been such a good friend to him and like an awesome streamer. So I was like, man, we need to try to get him on, and Nathan got on it. So
I appreciate
here we are.
That. Yeah, Jason is he's a very good guy. I met him back when I was streaming Skyrim, and because he came from Aloe Broccoli's stream, which I heard you guys have chatted with her, which is awesome. She's awesome. I mean, the core group of friends that we have, I know the core group of friends that we have is insane. And, Allie and I, we started the Twitch Philly meetup, but literally, I will just disclose that it's not Twitch Philly yet, but we have had 2 Philadelphia community meetups, and we're looking to get, we did send in our application. So fingers crossed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Jason is one of the hardest working people I've ever met. I mean, the kid achieve, works out to achieve his dreams, and it's so great to finally see that all coming into play for him.
I was so shocked at the amount of stuff he does. It
Bro,
literally blew me. I was sitting there taking notes while we're doing this podcast. I was literally writing shit down.
Dude, it's insane.
I was like, and you stream? Like what?
Yeah, I know, and he's on top of it all. It's wild. And I did a bunch of graphic stuff for him. My background's in video and filming and editing and all that stuff.
Nice.
But when it's just great. Like it's crazy. Like Jason, I've met him in person once, and he's like one of my best friends, dude. It's insane. And like I said, he's been struggling so much to break into the industry, and he's finally done it. And I couldn't be happier for him, man. It's great. It's so great to see. And then me and Allie freaking, where we start this, Jason started the Twitch Ottawa, and then Allie and he was like, dude, you got to do Twitch Philly. I was like, all right, let's do it. So I was like, Allie, like, let's do this. Let's put this together. So we started doing that. Lo and behold, now a lot of my income comes from the client who is our host for the meetup.
Nice.
That's who's bringing me down to Austin, because I'm filming for them now. And Allie has a job with them now too. It's crazy how things work out and fall into place. Just got to have patience,
Dude, it's hard work, patience, and like the determination to fucking drive through it. And that's all it takes.
Oh, there's
a little bit of luck in there. I'm just saying there's a little bit of luck in there, I'm sure. But
yeah, I saw a tweet today that said luck is a product of determination, hard work. Like it wasn't verbatim that, but
right.
It's insane, man. And what you guys are doing with this podcast, like you connect with the right people, and it'll blow up, man. And you guys are very personable to talk to, so that you're already in the right direction.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah,
we appreciate that a lot. But yeah, earlier, just a second ago, you were talking about doing video for this company. And is it Nerd Street Gamers? Am I right in saying that?
Yes, it is.
Cool? Okay. So yeah, Nerd Street Gamers. We already did record with Allie, and she was talking about that as well. And yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome that you guys are putting together something like that. Actually, I haven't talked to Nathan about it yet, but we're Tulsa boys from Oklahoma, and I doubt there's anything like that there.
There's not.
We might look up after you guys, with Twitch Ottawa and now Twitch Philly. We might look into doing something like Twitch Tulsa. It'd be awesome.
The rule apparently is I think they said it's a 50-mile radius. You can't have another meetup within 50 miles. But man, it's awesome because the Twitch community, as big as it is, it's so untapped because you have all these people who spend all their time in front of their computers. But the one thing that I think, and this is just me speaking, so I can't speak for everybody, but I think the one thing everybody can benefit from, if you're a content creator, if you're a content creator going from YouTube, Twitch, whether you're a broadcaster or like you guys, you own a podcast, you do a weekly podcast, networking. I think that's like the biggest thing that people need to really consider. And I tell everybody that, and it's very tough because like when you're trying to produce content and then network, like it's a full-time job at that point, but most of the time you're doing other stuff on the side too.
Right.
But it's literally, I'll tell anybody who's like looking to start streaming or anything like that, it's network, branch out, meet people, but make sure you do it respectfully. But branch out, meet people. And dude, if you guys ever have any questions at all, I mean, Jason would help you. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. Because we have a good team. We apparently had a lot of people that wanted to start the Twitch Philly meetup as well. I don't know how we ended up finding them on Twitter, but we all connected and we were like, yeah, let's do this. So we all joined forces. It wasn't a battle. We all joined forces and lo and behold, we had our second meetup. They both had 45 to 50 people. And it's just wild, man. The passion there is so great. So like, if you guys, I will always say like, if the opportunity is there, guys, take advantage of it because it's huge. It's huge. And when you guys start broadcasting on Twitch, that'll be even cooler.
That's what I was about to ask is like, you guys are trying to start the Twitch Philly meetup and you guys are getting together for that. Us personally, we don't do Twitch. Like we haven't got to where we're, streaming on Twitch. I'm assuming that's probably going to be kind of like a prerequisite to host like a meetup and then get Twitch to sign off on it. I have no idea.
Honestly, man, it's so you just need to have 20 people at your meetup. They, you need to sign it. You need to have them all like sign in and just prove that you've had 20 people there. And that's pretty much it, man. I mean, like we've had some people and I've seen some other meetups like kind of try and clarify this type of thing. Like, I'm not like when I refer to the Philly meetup, I'm going to keep Twitch out of it because like I said, we're not powered yet. So I don't want to lead it. I don't want to go down any wrong paths, but one of the, we have Mixer streamers there. We have YouTube streamers there. The like 95% of it are all Twitch people, but we have people that do podcasts, and then just people that are just viewers, man. Like if you're a viewer, and you don't have to be a streamer to run it either. You can be you guys could start a Twitch Philly meetup. It's just a matter of starting it, so there's no like requisites or anything. The only requirement, I guess, if you want to eventually be powered is you have to have 20 people at, I think it's 2 meetups. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure that's it. We did send in our application, so fingers crossed, hoping for the best. But that's awesome that you guys met with Allie. I'm sure she had a lot of fun, interesting stuff to tell you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a good podcast. So I'm excited to get that one out and then yours the week after.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we should definitely look into doing something like that. I mean, we eventually do want to look into actually streaming the podcast live on Twitch.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something for the future that we're looking into.
That's awesome. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll definitely look into it and see what's going on in Tulsa. But other than that, man, so with your stream, one thing I've noticed, like I've been popping in and out. I think you've seen me a few times in there, and one thing I've noticed that I really, really enjoy about your stream is you should just like go do stand-up comedy. You should go do like an open mic. You should go do an open mic, like just go with no material and you can just get on the mic and make people laugh.
Oh my God. I appreciate that.
Like all the shit you have, man, like when people follow, like you have little like potatoes at the bottom because your community is called Potato Nation.
Yeah, buddy.
You have that at the bottom. You have like follow for booty. Or something written out on the bottom. Like everything's just cracking me the hell up.
Oh my God. I have to tell you, man, it's just, my community, it's very, the group of people that I've been able to build this community around, they're really some of the greatest people I've ever met. I mean, it's insane. Like I've been streaming for about 2 years now, pretty much full time. And by full time, I mean like, I have my full time job, but I stream consistently, try to stream at least 5 days a week, if not 4 days a week, for a good amount of time. And like I try to do, and I have so many streamers that influence me for the better. And I'm always looking at streamers and being like, could I incorporate that? Could I incorporate this? And it's just something that I when I go into a stream, I like to be entertained. That's just me. And it, there obviously are some days where you go into a stream, you don't want to be, for chill days, you don't want to have somebody screaming in your ear. I used to be, I kid you not. If I had $1 for every time somebody in chat said, "There goes my eardrums," or rip headphone users.
Yeah.
Or the last, okay. I did my Extreme Scream stream. Now, Extreme Scream stream, it's a celebration stream. The first one was like 500 followers, which is 6 hours. Second one was 1,000, that was 12 hours. And then for whatever reason, it took a year to put the next one together. So we kind of, I don't even know, man. There's a lot of situations that come into it, and planning and everything. But we had the 18-hour one a few days ago, and in the beginning, I was amped, man. I was just yelling. You guys will have. I have to. I'll have to post some clips of it and show you guys. But I was sitting on my couch. It was a couch stream. And my chair that I normally sit on was behind my green screen. And I'm like yelling through my green screen at my chair. And like I even go behind the green screen and start like punching my chair. And somebody made like so I kid you not, somebody literally made one of my viewers, super loyal viewer, Dr. Waffles, he's amazing, made an account called Skrallex Chair. And yes, he even subbed with that. And in the middle of the stream, he subbed with it. And so I picked up the chair, and it's a DX Racer, so it is freaking heavy. I pick up the chair, I bring it all the way onto the stream, which nearly knocks over the entire setup. And I start like throwing it in the air. I'm like, chair. I'm like, but see, that's the thing, man. I just want to be entertaining. And I kid you not, somebody knocked on their apartment door and said, we are worried because we hear screaming coming from your apartment. And he's like, he messaged me on Twitch, not messaged me, but he messaged in chat. And he's like, Skral, you just startled my neighbors. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Turn it up. And then I started making, I was like, okay, do me a favor, turn it up. And then I started making like weird noises on stream. I'm like, oh yeah. And then, let's see, that's the thing, man. I am like, if you met me in person, I just like to make people laugh. It's what I do. And it's funny because like I'll have like my brothers will come, like I'm what's it called? I had a job. I was a pharmaceutical rep for like a year. I was ready to buy a house, right? Lost my job. Like I didn't get fired, but they laid me off. They laid off like 500 people. And so I was like, crap, I gotta live in this house for another year. But so it's funny because everybody in the house is like, what the hell is he doing up there? What the hell is he doing? I'm like, you guys don't even know.
You guys don't even know.
Yeah. But like, that's the thing, man. I like making people laugh. And like, I've had, there are obviously days where I'm not as rowdy, but there are days where I have a ton of energy and I try to put it all into the stream. Because if you come into the stream and you can be like, yo, I like this guy. After a few seconds, and I'm like, let's go. Like, there we go. That's one more, that's one more follower, another person that'll hopefully hang by the community. But I have to, I have to credit like all of my other streamer friends who have literally like, their streaming's not the easiest thing in the world. There are times where you go through moments where, the second you start, I try my best not to worry about numbers or anything, but like at the end of the day, you'll get that stat email and you're going to look at it. Eventually, you will look at it.
send that to a different email account. Like I couldn't do that.
I know, man.
Just send it somewhere else.
But like even big time streamers like King Gathalion, like I watch him religiously, and like he even says he's like, look, if you get partnered and you have a ton of subscribers, please don't go full time right away, because he even says like when you start doing it for money and numbers, you will not have fun. You will not have fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, and obviously, that goes through every streamer's head. And I can, I don't talk to every streamer, but I can guarantee you every streamer thinks about that at one point. But you just gotta stay headstrong. You gotta say, look, like this is for fun. And for me, like I love what I do, man. I literally film and edit for video for like esports. Like that is my dream job. And I just keep telling myself, like, I love doing that. If streaming doesn't work out, I can still love what I'm doing. And if filming doesn't work out, then I can dedicate all my time to streaming because I love it. And I'm at a very happy point in my life. But yeah, dude, it's entertainment. That's what I'm here for, man. And I love it. And I try to entertain people. I try to, get people to want to stay in the stream. I had one guy come in and he was like, dude, I follow 3 people on Twitch. I never stay longer than 2 streams for streamers. And I've stayed with you for an entire month. And he even subbed. And I'm like, wow, that's insane. That's awesome.
That's badass.
Yeah,
that's what makes me, happy to do this. But like you guys did an interview with Tin a few weeks ago. He's such an inspiration to me, and I know so many other people, and him and I will chat here and there about like, hey man, like what's working for your stream and vice versa. But he's been an immense what's the word, role model. And we're all best friends. But that doesn't mean you can't be role models with your best friend. That doesn't mean your best friends can't be your role models.
Absolutely.
And Allie too, and Master. And I had the longest list of freaking streamers that I could name. But I'm only saying them because I'm looking at who's live right now, and that's what's up. But and even meeting the people at the streamer meetup, it's awesome. It's Twitch is such a great community. Streaming is such an amazing thing. And it's, I do it because I love, sorry, I just cracked my knuckles. I love, I love just entertaining people. And that's the foundation of my stream. I want people to come to my stream and be like, this is amazing. I've had people say like, dude, you're the funniest dude on Twitch. I was like, oh, there's some funnier people, but I try to, keep up with everybody's laughs. And if like I said, if I can make somebody smile, make somebody's day better, that's the goal for me right now with streaming.
Yeah, man. I definitely think you're super successful at that. Like from firsthand, from me going in there, I was completely entertained.
Thank you, dude.
And even throughout the stream, man, like you said, you have energy. You're ready to go. Like you got the jokes. Like you're interactive with chat. You can make anything funny. And the thing about your community as well is, they expect that, so they go in and they do jokes. Like it's just a entertaining, like I don't know, like an entertaining melting pot of just comedy.
Yeah,
like it's awesome.
That's what I'm saying, man. You get a good group of people, and that's why I said my community. Obviously there's going to be people in there that you're like, oh, not so crazy about, but where my community's at right now. I mean, if once you guys start streaming, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But for the most part, everybody that comes in my stream, I mean the trolls that keep coming by, and you're like, after a week, you're like, okay, this guy's really a troll, and then you end up having to ban him because he finally breaks free of his mask that he's been putting on. But no, I mean it's the group of people that I have now is just, they're an amazing community. I mean, we were talking a little bit before the podcast about the Lemonlicker thing. If you've been in my chat, I literally have an where someone is licking a lemon, and it's become such a thing that now when people are in public, like for instance, I was down the shore this past weekend in Ocean City, New Jersey, and I was in a store that had literally lemons as like, I don't know, stress balls or something. And I grabbed one, I took a picture and sent it to my stream, and they all responded with, dude, you're such a lemon licker, blah, 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 blah. And is it okay to cuss on stream?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's not going to be super bad, but it's funny because I lemon liquor actually derived from me saying, "You stupid bitch," just on stream, like, and I don't mean that in any derogatory way at all. But like, you know, when you're angry, you're hype in the moment, you end up, you know, you'll be like, "Don't die, bitch," blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, my stream isn't, at the time, my stream wasn't an 18 plus stream. I was like, okay, there might be kids here, or I might be on TVs, or the apartment complex might be able to hear me. So I have to watch what I say. So one day, the first thing that came out of my mind was lemon liquor. I'm like, oh God, this is it. This is it. And I started calling people.
Man.
I was like, "Die, you stupid lemon liquor!" And like, so now it's kind of like an insult, but like not really. Like it's like saying something and then putting Kappa at the end.
Kappa.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, it took off from that. I mean, it's so funny, man. I have so much fun streaming, and I don't mean to keep talking about it, but I just have so much fun, man. It's just a good time.
Yeah, man, for sure. Even the tweet that you sent out, I think it was today, before you got on stream, you're like, starting stream now if you're not there, and then you just like show an Instagram picture of a lemon.
that was it. That was the stress ball I was talking about. Oh my God, it was so funny,
dude.
It was so funny. I just
Dude,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I am the worst person when it comes to getting hyped during a game and like cussing and swearing at people. Like I mean, I think I told you the other day I was going to do arenas, and I do 2s and 3s and stuff like that with my friends, my brothers, and like I'll literally just sit there. And my wife has to come in and like slam my door. She's like, "You're being too loud," and I'll just be cussing and swearing at my computer. And my brother's in the room next to me, and we just, instead of like, we're in comms, but we're still yelling at each other through the wall. And there was one time, man, this was probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. We were at Asin's house, and it was 3 of us. It was me, Asin, and one of our buddies, Chris, and we were doing arenas in his living room. And were your parents there? And I think everybody was gone.
Yeah, I love this story, but go ahead.
He could probably tell it better than me. I don't remember it all. I'm telling you what I said via what they say. But we're sitting there doing arenas, and I know you've played WoW, but it was a boomkin, and we were trying to kill the boomkin. I'm like, "Get over here, you fat hairy fuck! I'm gonna suck your fucking dick!" And that's the kind of rage I get when I'm playing video games. And I'm just fucking, like, I go ham. And especially when alcohol's involved. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, people, I'm sure my wife hates it when I game. She's like, "I can hear you over my TV show." It's like, oh, all right.
Oh, dude, when I move in, when I move in with my girlfriend, I can already tell you it's going to cause some arguments.
Dude, it's
I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, man. Like, just like you, Nathan, you come up with like the most creative freaking words. Like when you're like angry or something at a game, I'm just like, what's a big fat hairy fucking what?
The most creative word vomit ever.
Dude, I just throw out random words and they stick somehow. So
see, that's the thing, man. When you're streaming, like you have to be careful about what words you're throwing out there. And I was like, I gotta come up with it. I gotta come up with another word. Yeah. And like I even said, like, so there's a sound effect on my soundboard that's oh grody, and it's Joe Swanson from Family Guy, and he's oh grody, but that derived from me when I would do like kind of like not when I would do crude. My sense of humor is very crude, not like insulting crude.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, you know, it's just like, that's why like whenever I'm like, I don't know, I was like, oh, like we were playing Sea of Thieves. I'm like, oh my God, it's so wet down here on the deck. And then like that's a ooh grody moment. And like I tried to do Kappa McFappa. Kappa McFappa. So that was like a big thing, like ha, ha, look what I said, ha, type of thing. and I changed it to Grody because Twitch wouldn't approve the Kappa McFappa emote.
Oh my
So-
god.
So yeah, I mean, it's oh, dude, it's so funny. I hear exactly what you're saying. The freaking word vomit. Mine's insane, and mine's gotten better because, like I said, I have to put on. I can't be totally
Right.
inappropriate, but it's fun, man. It's all in good fun, and like, oh, dude, Halo 2 LAN parties, like, bro, I yell like.
Bro.
If I could probably if they didn't know I was kidding, I could probably be taken out of there. in
Very
handcuffs.
offensive.
Yeah, taken out of there in handcuffs or something. But yeah, oh man, good times.
Yeah, now like the "Oh Grody" sound effect, that's actually you, right? Like that sound effect?
No, it's not.
It's
And
not?
No, and like when people host, it's the oh yeah. Like people,
Yeah.
people have been like, dude, is that your voice? I'm like, no, but I can mimic it.
Right.
I was like, maybe I should record this myself. But then I'm like, I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, it sounds like you. I thought it was you. I was like, oh, that's a nice sound effect.
Oh, Grody. It's so funny. That derived from an Extreme Scream stream too. I was I lost a bunch of the games, and then they soaked me with water and put flour all over me and called me names in the driveway.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it was a good time. Good time.
Damn. Other than that, I'm gonna actually do a shout out here to one of your subs, since they
Oh, yeah?
they had a question for you during the stream that I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
or during the podcast that I'm gonna bring up.
Oh, God.
The question is, where did you hide the potatoes, Skrull?
You know the cage that the dogs were let out of in that song? Nobody knows this. Nobody knows this, but I put them in the cage.
Jesus.
Free parking. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, that's where they are. Potatoes, man, dude. I want to. If potatoes didn't, if they weren't alive, I would 100% ship a bag of potatoes to all of my subs.
What do you mean alive?
I might have to go buy plastic ones.
Dude,
I don't
send them
wanna-
actual
I don't
potatoes.
wanna-
By the time they get there, they'll have like all the
No,
little
like
like
roots and
ears and
crap.
stuff growing out
Yeah,
of
dude,
them.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
That's the
ooh.
best part.
Yeah, dude, it'll knock on the door for them, man.
Just order an Uber Eats like McDonald's fries. Here's your potatoes.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's like that's the thing. Like, I want to. Hopefully, the stream gets to a point, grows to a point where I can just throw money at stuff like that. Like, oh, you're a sub
Yeah,
here. Let
absolutely.
me send you a plastic potato. But
Plastic potato.
yeah, we there's a point in my stream where like when I in year one of my stream, I got there like. I had so many. The community was growing so fast, so huge. It was great, and then summers are normally better months for me in the summer, for stream wise, and then winter comes and everybody goes to school. Everybody gets busy with college, high school, whatever, and then like people will disappear, and then people will come back. And this year for the Extreme Scream stream, I wanted to give away a shirt that said, for the people that were still here after all of that, I wanted to get a shirt that said, I survived the potato famine. It's just like little fun things like that. I just, oh man, I one day, mark my words.
Potato glitter bombs.
Oh
Those would be
shit!
fun.
If somebody ever sent me a glitter bomb, I'd find their address and like burn their house down. Dude, glitter is the AIDS of like the craft
Oh my God,
world.
dude.
Like once you get it, like it never goes away.
Oh, yeah.
10 years
100%.
later, you'll walk on the floor and look down at your foot and you'll have fucking glitter on it. So,
It's like stepping on a Lego.
yeah. Luckily, I
Nothing
don't have
quite like it.
kids, so I don't have Legos laying around.
Man. I would, instead of wishing harm upon someone, like, oh, I wish you would, I don't know, like, I don't know, if somebody's pissing off, oh, go jump off a bridge, and it's like, oh, go step on a Lego, like, oh, that'll resonate with them, bro.
Dude, I
Yeah.
stubbed my toes so many times in like door jams and like on my bed. It's terrible. Like my feet are so effed up. I'm gonna have like that old lady like toe thing where like they all start like overlapping each other.
And they're all like yellow and brown, and blue, and
just from breaking them, running them into stuff. Yeah,
you gotta have all those alternate insults, dude. Like, I hope your charger isn't long enough to reach your phone.
That's fucked up, dude.
I hope your zipper doesn't zip up, dude.
Say that.
Don't put that on me.
You're the devil, Charlie. I swear to God. Anyway.
Oh man. So on your stream today, obviously you were streaming some of the new DLC for Sea of Thieves. But normally you stick with ESO because I assume you're a huge Elder Scrolls fan.
Yes. Believe it or not, my favorite game of all time is Halo 2. And it's that whole Halo series. Because I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people that grew up, like Halo was the first game I ever played. Xbox was the first console I owned myself.
Right.
And I grew up with that. And Halo will always be the, number one in my heart. But number two right there, and it's always knocking at number one, is Elder Scrolls. And my first love started with Elder Scrolls with Oblivion. I played a little bit of Morrowind, but I'm not gonna lie and say I played a ton of it.
Right.
But I have played it and I loved what I played. But my first true experience beating an Elder Scrolls game was Oblivion, and then it all kind of just grew from there. I mean, I honestly, thinking back now, Oblivion might have been the first RPG that I dove into that I truly got immersed in and just loved it. And when you go to bed and you want to wake up just so you can play it again, like that type of feeling. And that was probably my first experience with it, with Elder Scrolls. And since that, like, the lore has just been amazing for me. And Skyrim, one reason I dove into ESO was because normally I'm as a streamer, my first, my main game that I streamed was Skyrim, and I streamed it with 300 plus mods, one life, and just played that way. It was super hardcore. It's very unique what one life does, but so yeah, it's just like you actually take your time. It's so slow. Like, literally one stream of mine was 2.5 hours, and I was taking one fort that entire time.
Oh, shit.
And everybody's like, well, that was a successful night. I was like, you shut up. It was successful. We took a fort. And so, everybody calls me a lemon licker because I'm like, taking my time and I'm slow and that kind of stuff in the game. But anyway, back to ESO. When they announced, and this is one reason I was so excited about Bethesda's announcement or Bethesda's stream today, was because I'm like, oh my God, tell me they're going to announce a Fallout Online, because I will drop my pants and run around the courtyard, screaming.
Hail sing, Bethesda!
Hail! There it is, lore right there, baby. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, when they announced ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, I was in college, and I got into the beta, started playing it, and I was blown away. And I was blown away because the lore is still there. I was worried that, like, MMOs, like, they're so huge, it might lack content, it might lack storyline, all of that stuff. But I can tell you, man, the second Elder Scrolls Online came out, and this was, what is it, like 3 or 4 years old now?
Right.
But I was a junior in college, and or a sophomore in college, and as soon as it came out, I right away I sunk 120 hours into it. Got my character up to level 50 and then started leveling the vet level. And I loved it. And then I went on hiatus because I started streaming Skyrim more. And then recently, one of the mods in my 300 mods, I think, updated, and it ruined the entire mod list.
Oh, no.
So yeah, dude. So I would dabble with ESO now and then. Like, I wouldn't always play Skyrim, but like every other week I would do like an ESO stream. And, finally the list just the mod list just died. And I was like, okay, well, the mod list I put together takes like easily a week to put together. And I was like, you know what? I need to keep streaming something. Let's go into ESO. So I jumped back into ESO. It was after one of the really big updates. I think it was update like 15 or 16 or something. And it was after the really big update. And I jumped in and I was like, what the heck is this? This is a completely different game than what I played in vanilla.
Right.
And but for a good thing, everything that I didn't like in vanilla, I was now gone. And it was everything that I loved in WoW was now in ESO. And yeah, I heard you guys mention a little bit earlier, and I know I talked with you guys a little bit about it before recording. And everybody on stream knows about it, because when people ask me, they're like, hey, like, I'm a WoW player. What do you think about this game? I'm like, dude, I played WoW for 8-9 years religiously. Like, I kid you not. I was in a dark place, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
I would play all day, every day. And it's some of my most favorite memories are from that. Like, just putting on the music late at night, just grinding instances and all of that stuff. I played it for 8-9 years. And once I saw the update, and like I said, I didn't go back to ESO because of the update. I went back to it because I was like, you know what? I haven't played this in a while. Let's dabble in it. And I was, to my surprise, I was blown away, man. And since that, I would like to consider myself an ESO streamer now, because it's all I do. It's amazing. Like I said, the last time you went to bed and woke up and wanted to genuinely play a game because it's been eating at you, that I have that. That's the feeling I get now, and it's amazing. And the fact that I can do that again, the fact that I have the feeling that I had for WoW with ESO is right. It's what I wanted to have. Now, granted, I could be called biased because I love Elder Scrolls. It's my second favorite series of all time. But they've come such a long way. And that's why, like you would hear some people say, oh, they'll never do Fallout Online because Elder Scrolls Online was such a flop. It wasn't a flop. And a lot of the people that I talk to now that are like, hey, like, Elder Scrolls is so bad, why do you play it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, just watch my stream, watch what I do in it, and you will see that it's different. The first thing I tell people is the game you played at vanilla doesn't exist anymore. This game is literally minus the lifespan. Everything you can do in WoW, you can do in ESO. And I have one friend who I've yet to convince. I kid you not, guys. I have convinced probably at least 40 people in my stream to buy ESO, to just buy ESO. It's not because I come from a sales background when I was in sales, but
persuasion.
The one person I cannot convince to come back to ESO. He did like ESO, but he gave up ESO when it was in its transition period between the game that it is now and what it was in vanilla. He's a religious WoW player, and I try every day, and I mark my words, I will get him to play it. He played it. He did play ESO, but he gave up on it when when it wasn't doing what he wanted. And he gave me a list the other day. He gave me a list of things. He's like, this is what you can do in WoW. And I gave him the list. I said, this is what you can do in ESO. And I think maybe like one or two things were off, because there's regular instances in WoW, there's heroic instances, and is there another kind now?
Yeah, mythic now.
There's mythic now.
Mythic.
Yep.
Okay.
Mythic,
when I was
mythic
playing, there
plus.
wasn't mythic. Yeah. So that was the only thing that they didn't have. And, in comparison. And I was like, dude, like, I'm telling you, you just got to try it. So I'm working on him. But, in my opinion, every gamer needs an MMO,
right?
Because it teaches you so much about, and I mean, like, silly little things, like, the older generation will tell me I'm crazy for this, but it teaches you how to manage something as simple as inventory, and this is just MMOs in general. Inventory, currency. It teaches you got to work your ass off to achieve what you want to achieve. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. I played WoW for 8-9 years, and here I am telling you guys and telling everybody that listens to this podcast that my heart, even after playing WoW for 8-9 years, is with ESO.
Don't listen to him.
Well,
it's heresy.
Well, we also have we also have a friend that's played WoW for a very long time. Shout out to Pyson. And he's been trying to convince us to give it a shot. Now, I tried it out in vanilla, like the very beginning of the game. I created a character. I played for like 20 minutes, and then I was like, not as good as WoW.
Yeah.
And I left.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I did the same thing, man. I did the exact same thing, and now it's just hot mama. It is everything I ever wanted.
So,
Mama.
so in your words, what is better about ESO than WoW?
So it's almost like, and I'm not saying WoW isn't good. WoW is
Right.
literally the most insane game ever created. I mean, I think everybody can vouch for that.
Right.
And by no means am I saying WoW is not good at all. I personally, like I said, I think for people that like a what's the word? People that like the Elder Scrolls lore. Like if I have to freaking everyone in the world loves Skyrim. I mean, if they don't, they're a liar. Call them a liar, and throw soft bouncy balls at them because we don't throw rocks at me. But I'm like, dude, like call them a liar because this is the thing, and I can tell you this is what has turned me on to ESO more so than WoW, and every other MMO. And I think this is truly one of the main things that makes it different than any other MMO. So and this comes from lore. Now lore, the ESO lore is very deep. You know, I don't recommend anybody reading it if you truly want to, because it is there's so much to it. There's books on it and all of that stuff. Yeah. But in my opinion, ESO is the best modern day MMO. That's my opinion. I will gladly be told I'm wrong. That's okay. I will accept that because, like I said, WoW is an amazing game, and companies have been trying to beat WoW in so many ways. I think Blizzard has been trying to beat WoW, and they can't. Right. Like that's the thing. Like it just works. It just works. But so like I played Black Desert Online. I played Blade and Soul. I played a ton of Korean MMOs. I've tried to get into MMOs other than WoW, just because I want to see which ones will tickle my fancy, and this ESO does it. It's built on a modern engine. I think, and I'll say like, dude, the graphics are absolutely stunning. Right. I have a shader on my game. I can say that the colors in ESO are a little drowned out. They're a little boring. But I think that just depends on where you are in the zones, because like if you're in Morrowind, everything's gray because that's a very, very, very depressing part of the Elder Scrolls lore. It's very depressing. Like everybody just dies and it's racist and all of that. But you go to Somerset, which is the new expansion that just came out, and everything's colorful because it's all high elves. They're all look at me type of thing, and it's a beautiful land. It's stunning. So I have a reshader on mine just to kind of pop the colors a little bit, just because I like colors in games. Like I like boosting colors if I can. But yeah, I mean the one of the things that took me away from WoW and kind of put my heart into ESO is when I started ESO vanilla, I was like, oh God, I hope this isn't like every other MMO. WoW, it was in my mind, where it's like, go kill 14 of these things, go kill 16 of these things, go kill 4 of these things, go kill 5 of these things. And that was questing. You literally, that was how you quested. And not every quest is like that in WoW, but a lot of them are. And I can tell you, ESO, I guess for every 20, I'll say for every 10 quests I do in ESO, maybe one of them is a go kill these, go find these, the numeric quests. And so once I saw that the numbers were no longer there, I was like, okay, I guess they want us to pay attention to the story. And that's one thing. That's one reason people love games so much. Love Bethesda so much is because their stories are kick ass. They know how to write those content quest makers, whatever. They know how to write. So I was like, let's pay attention to it. So like when I stream now I'm in end game content for ESO, so I don't do too many quests anymore. But when I was leveling my characters, I was like, guys, like a lot of people will just fly through the quest just to get the quest done because that's what people do when they grind. Absolutely. Exactly. And I was like, you know what, stream, we're going to sit through these quests and we're going to pay attention to the storylines. by the way, the main storyline in ESO is top tier. Like it's pretty much equivalent to Oblivion or Skyrim in my mind. And I've had people play it and they're like blown away by it because it's Molag Bal. It's all the Daedra and all that stuff. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But anyway, the side quests. I kid you not. I did a side quest where I had to go to. I found this woman crying, laying down on a bridge. Right. Found this woman crying, laying down a bridge. Right. I talked to her. I said, what the heck is going on? She said, my husband just beat me. And I said, and like the dialogue goes on. She's like, my husband just beat me. He's abusive, blah, blah, blah. And then, I go, and then she's like, she was like, he did this to me because he thinks he did this to me because I assumed he was having an affair. Right. So then I have to go to her house, question her husband, got in a fight with her husband. and then the woman that he had an affair with came into the room.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, this quest. And then I killed him. And then I went, and then literally it was like, the quest was like, hold on, I'll be right back. And then I had to go talk to the wife again. She was like, just kill him already, blah, 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 and kill her.
He already did.
Yeah. So I went back, I murdered them both. And I'm like, holy crap. You two, this like that's the type of quests. Like they're very well written, and race plays it like it's racism is not a good thing, but video game speaking, Elder Scrolls racism is probably some of the it's crazy. In Somerset, there's one quest, and I won't go on much longer, but in Somerset, one quest was a guy, a very wealthy man, a very wealthy dark elf or high elf, accused or committed a murder and blamed it on the wood elf because the wood elves are slaves to the high elves. Right. And that kind of thing. And you have to go through these, debunking everything. And not everybody not everybody likes that. Some people just like grinding. Like that's a big thing. But in my opinion, one of the reasons I like ESO so much is because I don't like, I don't want an MMO to just be a job. And a lot of times leveling, it becomes a job. You're like, oh, I got to level 10 more levels, but I want to enjoy it while I'm doing it. And that's one reason why ESO like took my heart. And it's made with a very modern graphics engine, which, WoW looks great. WoW is beautiful.
No, it is not. I have I'm a WoW player, but I'll stop you right there because WoW is fucking garbage when it comes to graphics. Like that's my biggest thing. And I think we've talked about some other people with this actually, but if WoW were to take their game, leave it exactly how it is, and revamp it with a modern engine like the ESO engine.
Oh my God, it would kick ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was the question I was bringing to you next. If WoW were to morph into a modern engine and, keep the same game, would you switch back to Warcraft over ESO?
So when I was playing vanilla ESO, one of the things was that, I wanted a modern MMO. And I was like, you know what, maybe because vanilla was bland. Vanilla ESO was not a good game. I will happily admit that to anybody that, I will agree with anybody that says that. But while I was doing it, I was like, I'm thinking about going back to WoW. And I was like, wait a second, I want a modern looking MMO. Right. Because I think WoW's still working on the 2007 engine or something. The engine they built in 2007. It's old.
I think it's the 2004 original engine.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
So, I'd probably look at it, but for the reason that I just told you, why I would not go back to it, why I like ESO so much, is probably enough to keep me from going back to WoW. Right. And like I said, I played WoW for 8 years, man. That was my girlfriend. I had real girlfriends, guys. No,
you didn't.
But that was my baby, man. And it's I honestly don't think like I said, man, ESO took my heart. I'll leave it for the closing remarks section of the what do you have to say about ESO part of the podcast. But I don't think, to be honest with you, I do not think I might go back just to do some instances with friends. But ESO just has my heart, and it's a one-time purchase. It's not a monthly fee.
That is true.
Bada boom,
Yeah,
bada bing.
that is a thing. I don't know. For
Hey.
me, this is the thing. Like for me, I feel like the biggest difference that I'm hearing here now. There's a few things about ESO. You know, I've watched you play it. There's a few like directional things about how your character moves and things like that bother me a little bit. Okay. But it's not something like that would take me from a game. I think the biggest thing is, I mean, I've been playing WoW since 05 on and off. So what, that's 13 years. So it's a long time. But like, I've just, I mean, it's the same with ESO. Like it has such a rich lore. And I've just like, I'm kind of attached to WoW until it ends. I want to see how the story ends. There's so much story going on now. I will agree with you that questing in WoW has become bland. It's not engaging. So to really get the sense of the lore, I mean, you have to participate in the game as well, but to really get the sense of the lore, you have to read the books, and there's a ton of books out there for Warcraft. Just like I'm sure there is for Elder Scrolls. And so I'll agree with you there that the quest, I mean, just that quest you told me about, it's a side quest, but it sounded really interesting. Like you don't see things like that in WoW. But I think the biggest difference, like you said, it's just a lore thing. Like what do you prefer? And I've played Skyrim. I've tried Oblivion before. Never played Morrowind, but I haven't been nearly as invested in the Elder Scrolls world than I have with Warcraft. And I think that's what kind of separates me to delve into that game. Now, I mean, if WoW came out with this new expansion that's coming out in August, and then they were like, well, that was our last expansion, guys, then I'd be like, all right, well, I mean, I'm going to go to ESO now, you know, like
exactly.
So I think that's the biggest thing is what's keeping me from going to it. And I'm still invested in WoW now. So it's like, you know,
yeah. And I mean, that's something that a lot of people, and I think this is a big deciding factor for a lot of people, is the subscription. I subscribe myself to ESO Plus, which is $15 a month, like WoW was. And there's like, I know, right? And then there's benefits that you get from it, right? But benefits you get from it. But a lot of people have said like, oh, I don't want to get it because it's a, you know, somebody came into my stream the other day. They're like, hey man, like I've been watching this. It looks really cool. What do you think? They're like, oh, but like I don't have the money for it. You know, I don't want to have to pay monthly. I'm like, dude, you don't have to pay monthly. You can pay once. And they're like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, well, I just bought it, like that type of thing. And I'm surprised WoW hasn't, I mean, WoW is so large that I don't even think they'd be able to make it a one-time purchase type of thing. Like, because there's so many expansions, you'd be spending $300 just to play.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. I mean, it's all what your cup of tea is. I mean, but that's another thing. Like some people are like, oh, like I'm a hardcore MMO player, like, and WoW will, you know, get that, you know, quench that thirst for a hardcore MMO.
Right.
But, you know, and another thing, and this is just, you know, I just want to throw this in there. I'm sorry if I'm running longer than I should be.
Oh, you're fine, dude.
One of the things, like I said, how I was pleasantly surprised is that it's almost like, dude, it's almost like they took game designers from WoW and Bethesda hired them. Like, dude, the mechanics of the bosses in the dungeons, the vet dungeons, the raids, the vet raids, like the mechanics are tough, man. Like, and a lot of them are very, it reminds me so much of WoW, and it's so pleasantly surprising. Like, and even so much that, like, so me and my buddies, we have a group text, and my one buddy was like, yeah, like I need to find an MMO to play again. And I'm like, dude, jump back into ESO. So he jumped back in. He's now our healer of the group. And he, you know, we've been trying to get the other kid in the group chat is the kid who plays WoW nonstop. And and my buddy goes, dude, like ESO is hard. And that's another, you know, that's one thing that he doesn't like about ESO is he's like, ESO is too easy. WoW is very difficult. And yes, WoW is very difficult if you don't know what the heck you're doing.
Right.
But the hard mode dungeons and raids in ESO they are freaking difficult. And it took us, I think, 5 hours to do a vet dungeon the one night. And that was just a dungeon. And we're like, oh my God, what did we get ourselves in? So yeah. But obviously once you learn the mechanics and everything, it's easier and all of that stuff. It's just, that's what I'm saying. I'm not, like, I can't say WoW is bad because it's not. They're like, WoW, it will never be bad at all. But ESO is just, it's for a group of people that, you know, like I said, it's if you want a rich storyline in your MMO, you want difficulty, and you want today's modern graphics, all for one price. Like that's why I love
easy
it.
payments of $19.99. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, ESO needs to hire you as your promoter.
I sold drugs as a pharma rep. No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like and the one thing I want to do is, and this is the thing, man. I was so pumped when you guys asked me to come on here because I'm like, oh my God, yes, like to have a platform to kind of just sell the game almost. And not just that, but sell it to talk to you guys about it who love WoW, because I love WoW too. But yeah, and the last thing I will say is that, like I said, the quests are here. So here's my little bullet list. The quests are rich. The quests are rich. It's built on a modern engine. It's a one-time fee type of deal, but you have the option to pay the monthly fee for extra stuff. But it's not like, oh, like he leveled up 10 times faster because he paid extra. Like it's not like that.
Right.
The quests are rich. It's not a kill quest line type of thing. Last thing, and it's totally different from vanilla. Like you just said, guys, like you jumped in during vanilla and you were like, nope. But now but now I literally tell people this all the time who say they were turned off by ESO. They're like, oh, it's not a good game. I'm like, dude, just try it, because it is not. Guys, I don't know what the heck happened. They literally just took the game, threw it in the garbage, and uploaded an entire new game, because that's what this is. They've got dungeons. They've got battlegrounds, so PvP. They have large scale. Have you guys ever played Guild Wars?
Yeah,
no.
I have.
I played it a little bit, not in game.
Okay. So Guild Wars has a PvP style and WoW might have it now too, but it's like territories. So like you have your 3 factions, and you go as like a 10-man group, a 50-man group, and you fight the other factions all live in this massive not arena, but this massive land, which is Cyrodiil. So like Oblivion's entire game is the land for this. Oh, good grief. This PvP. So like basically, you know, I'll pick up a group for, and you can do it by guilds, by race, whatever. I have my group of 10 people. We go to a small fort. There's nobody there. Bam, we capture it right away. And then we move to the next one, and we capture like a next tier fort. And we fight an army of like 20 people, and we're fighting, we're retreating. And then I'll be like, guys, like 3 people go around that flank, 3 people go around this flank. And then it's like, you're in the freaking world wars where you're freaking fighting around these hilltops. And that's like that. So that's one version of it. And Guild Wars 2 opened me to that, because Guild Wars 2 is another MMO that I played and absolutely loved. I put so many hours into PvP because the PvP was fun. You play with a group, and you go and you try to capture the entire land of Cyrodiil. And then you have Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is the arena-based PvP, which is primarily what I played in WoW. And that's what they have. And I'm like, dude, everything that I could have wanted from WoW is now in ESO. And in my opinion, like I said, it's modern graphics, all of that stuff, and it's worth it for me, man. It's great. And like I said, okay, back to the last bullet point. I apologize. I'm really sorry. The last thing is, like I said, it's people that experience it from vanilla will have an entirely new experience, and I guarantee you they'll end up liking it. And the leveling system from 1 to 50. In vanilla, it was 1 to 50, and then you had vet ranks. Vet ranks were extremely hard to level up. Like it would literally take you 2 weeks to level up 1 level in vet rank. So vet rank was anything higher than 50, which is pretty much end game content. Now they have 1 to 50, and then they have a champion point system where similar in Skyrim and Oblivion, where like you go to the clouds and you pick your abilities that can increase certain stats.
Right.
They now have that, but there's no cap to that. I think there's like a soft cap where you like stop accruing points. I think the soft cap's like 700. So you have 700
Holy
ability
crap.
points that you can level up and distribute to like there's like the different divines all have their special abilities, like the thief. So like for example, you're level 50. And then like my character right now, I think he's level 358. So that's 358 points that I distributed amongst all of the divines. So my sneaking skill is no longer 0% or whatever it is with your race, but it is it is now like 45%. So like you get those buffs, you get all those passive buffs. And the cool thing about the character creation is you can be whoever you want. You can be a healer. You can be a dark elf. You can be a dark elf tank, which in your head that really wouldn't make much sense, but you can do that, and you can be any role you want. I know in WoW it's like very specific with your race, your role, your class, all that stuff. But in ESO you can literally be whatever you want. However, I highly recommend being what you should be. Like I'm a sorcerer, so I'm a dark elf, that type of thing, because you do get the class buffs and everything. But that's my spiel on ESO, and that's why I love it, man. It's shaped up for being a game that is only 3 to 4 years old and being becoming what it's become. It is fantastic, and I can't wait to see where they take it, and when they're around for as long as WoW is around.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, that went really long.
Oh, you're
It's all
fine,
right.
man. Yeah, like we'll go ahead and find the email for Bethesda, and we'll send them this podcast, and they'll
Hire
hire
this
you on as the new.
motherfucker, dude.
I hope so, man. That'd be
Hire
amazing.
Skral, man.
Dude, my girlfriend lives in the town next to Bethesda Studios, and
There you
so
go.
like when we were like talking about moving in together, I'm not doing that. Like I'm trying to get her to come up here, but like I applied to Bethesda, but they never got back to me. So womp. But
We'll send him this email.
well, yeah, right.
We'll send it out. It's cool.
No, I mean, and I listen, guys. I can't thank you enough, because I tell people this on the stream all the time, and the people that come into my streams in the beginning have to hear what I just told you guys, maybe a shorter version, like 5 times throughout the stream, because I'm so passionate. I know, like I'm so passionate about it, and I think that everybody should truthfully give this game a chance. And yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I can't thank you guys enough, because when you guys said like, hey, like we want to bring you on, like talk to you about talk about ESO, and I was like, oh hell yeah, like I'm 100% down. So seriously, thank you guys. You guys rock.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I mean, it put up a solid argument for it, and I'm sure our friend Pyson will be happy to hear all of the plus sides of ESO. But I'm going to tie in the random thought of the day segment here to end the show, because it has to do with what we're talking about. Okay. So right now, like WoW is like the top dog, right? Is there anything, now I'm sure in time maybe ESO could do it, but is there anything that can take down WoW without it ending?
ESO, I mean, WoW is kind of like Apple.
Right.
Now, if you guys have Android, Android, you won't understand what I'm saying. Or you might. It's kind of like a cult, but not a bad cult. WoW is not a bad cult. I repeat, it is not a bad cult. Apple, yes, terrible cult. I have an Apple. I even went to Android and went back to Apple. But anyway, it's got the, basically, long story short, it has the loyalty of its fans who they can almost do no wrong. And I honestly, WoW would have to literally make every terrain in the game flat. If they did that, like all the terrain flat, no textures, nothing, and I'm pretty sure people would still play.
Probably, yeah.
Like, and if they did, for whatever reason, be like, hey, we're going to take WoW down for like 6 months. First of all, there would be outrage.
Oh,
but
dude,
two,
social meltdown.
I know, literally. And then like their servers would break, and they wouldn't even be on. But like, like that's how crazy it probably get. But like, I will say, like you guys were saying earlier, like we discussed earlier, it may not be enough to convince me to go back, but if they made it on today's engine, it would fancy a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything WoW can do to. I don't know. There literally is nothing they can do.
There's not.
They have literally everyone. I mean, let's be honest. They have millions and millions of players who all pay $15 a month.
Let me tell you this embarrassing story. So, like, it happens every few every expansion for me. There will be like a little dead part, and there will be something that pisses me off. Yeah, this is all Blizzard fans, all World of Warcraft fans. You say, Blizzard can do no wrong. The fuck they can't. Blizzard fucks up so much shit, and the forums just rage, and people tell them how stupid they are, and they come out with their little developer updates. Now they're like, oh, well, you guys just, you're mad right now, but we're going to do this, and you're going to like it. And what do? We all fucking line up like a bunch of chickens, and we go into the slaughter. I shit you not. I quit for 2 months because I was so mad, and I was bored, and I was just sitting there. I was like, dude, what? I'm going to log back onto WoW. I paid my $15. I logged in, stared at the screen for 15 seconds, and then I hit exit game and fucking walked off. And I was like, how the fuck did you just con me into spending $15 to do nothing? Every expansion. It never fails.
It's not only that. I mean, like when the last expansion came out, man, it was 2 expansions ago. The whole first day was so bad on the servers, like they kept crashing. So no one could get like playtime on the very first day of the new expansion, and there was absolute rage all over the forums. Obviously,
we're quitting.
Like, we're quitting. I want my money back. And like they just replied with like, oh yeah, you want your 50 cents back for one day out of your $15 for the month?
It's true. It's true. And when you said that, the community that I thought of, we don't even need to get into it, because I don't want to. It's literally a can of worms. But Destiny 2.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, we had I think it was episode 11 with Joshua JJB2. He's a Destiny player, and he told us all about that.
Man,
so bad.
Like, yeah, new content. We love you. Oh my God, we hate you.
Pretty much.
But wait, new patch tomorrow. It's like, oh my God, wait, I think I love you again.
Yep.
But like that, like that's it. Like it's your loyalties will stick with you no matter what. No matter what they do. But yeah, no, I don't think there's anything WoW can truly do to, like, like what you guys were saying. I forget which one you guys said it earlier. It was you basically said like the only thing that might get you to stop playing WoW is if they stop producing the game.
I mean, that's about it, because content will freeze up. Like eventually, people will start to fall off.
Yeah, exactly.
No content.
Exactly, and I feel like that will be the only thing that stops it. But
probably
it'd be super cool if they come out with a new MMO, though. I don't think they will, but if they do, that'd be sweet.
I hope they do.
Yeah. WoW 2, Electric Boogaloo.
WoW 2. Baby boo. No. But yeah, it's all it's the good thing is we have all these games too that are amazing. So
yeah, man. Absolutely.
It's just whatever tickles your fancy. So
all right, man. Well, I had a ton of fun. I hope you did.
Me too. This is awesome.
This is a very informative hour about ESO and the industry and what you do. It's been awesome. If people wanted to reach out to you or check out your stream or anything like that, how can they do that?
Okay, so I'm Sir_Skrallex. It's like Skrillex, but replace the I with an A. So Sir_Skrallex on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. I do have a YouTube channel, but you can get through that through my Twitch, which are more like vlogs and some of my film work that I do. But nice. Yeah, the main source of it, Sir_Skrallex on Twitch, and I stream every night, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern U.S. time, and the weekends are kind of varied, but that's where you can find me.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'll make sure and get all that in the show notes,
Of course.
so people can come out and check you out. Make sure and check them out, guys. Other than that, any last notes here?
One
Go
last
check
note.
out ESO.
I was just going to say one last note. Go check out ESO. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And yeah, just thank you to you guys. You guys have, you guys are giving people the platform to do this type of thing, which is huge. It's not an easy thing to do. So, I definitely, commend you guys for that. I appreciate that. And
Thanks,
just shout out to all the streamer friends, that have helped motivate me to make this a life-changing experience. Allie, Aloe Broccoli, Master SciTech, Rimo TV, Tokimon Gray, all those guys, and many, 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 many. But yeah, shout out to all the streamers that are out there, because all the content creators that are out there, because what we do isn't easy, and it's but at the same time it's fun. It's what helps us get through the day and look forward to the next.
We love all of you.
Man.
We do. We love every single one of you guys. Even if you're a lemon licker.
I'm just kidding.
Even if you're a lemon licker.
You just turned yourself a lemon licker, bro.
I'm the lemon licker. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Laters.
Take care.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to coldonepodcast@gmail.com, or leave a review of what you thought on iTunes. It really does help us make this experience better for you, the listener. If you would like more contact with us, you can follow us on social media. Just look for @Cold1Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. All this information can be found at our website, actionsperminute.net. You can also get a hold of us pretty much every day by joining the APM Network Discord, which is also on the website. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends, your family, your enemies, and coworkers about it. Thanks, guys. And remember,